Have you ever wished your body came with a user manual? A simple guide for how to keep it running perfectly? Well, what if I told you that ancient Islamic teachings are basically that, and modern science is proving it right every single day? So let's jump in and see what this incredible wisdom has to teach us about our health. Okay, first things first, let's start with a big question. I want you to really think about this. Is your health only your business, or does how you take care of yourself actually affect everyone around you? In Islam, the answer is a little different than you might expect, and it's the key to everything we're about to cover.
You see, in Islam, your body isn't just yours. It's what's known as an amana, a sacred trust from God. Okay, imagine someone lent you their amazing brand new sports car. You wouldn't just drive it until it broke down, right? No way. You'd be doing preventative maintenance, checking the oil, keeping it clean. Well, your body is way, way more valuable than any car, and this is the guide to its maintenance.
So, what's the very first step in this owner's manual? We're going to start with our first line of defense, purification. And you're about to see how this deeply spiritual idea is also an incredibly powerful physical shield against getting sick. This principle is called tahara, which means purification. It's so important that it's actually called half of faith. But here's the mind-blowing part. This idea was established centuries before scientists like Louis Pasteur even discovered the germ theory. The fact that tiny, invisible microbes are what actually cause disease. So what does this look like in real life? Check out this number, 1,825. Any guesses what that is? That is the minimum number of times a practicing Muslim performs ritual washing for prayer every single year. This practice, called wudu, basically creates a constant state of sanitization. And would you look at this comparison? It's absolutely brilliant. The specific steps of wudu, washing your hands, your mouth, your face, your nostrils, they perfectly target the main entry points for viruses into your body. We now know that rinsing your nose actually helps reduce allergens and viruses. It's not just a spiritual ritual, it's literally a clinical cleansing routine you perform 5 times a day. All right, next up, let's talk about the fuel we put into our bodies. So many of the biggest health problems today are what we call lifestyle diseases, and that just means they're caused by our daily habits. Well, Islam has a golden rule for that too. This is such a powerful statement from the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. It really frames the entire Islamic approach to nutrition. It's basically saying that so many of our illnesses really begin right there, in the stomach, with overeating. So the solution is this beautifully simple guide, the 1/3 rule. The idea is to fill your stomach with 1/3 food, 1/3 drink, and leave the last third for air, just for breathing room. And modern science completely backs this up. It gives your digestive system a break, it reduces stress on your organs, and it helps build a super strong immune system. Now for a topic that I think we've all become experts on recently. Let's look at how Islamic teachings laid out a perfect protocol for dealing with pandemics more than 1,400 years ago. I mean, just listen to that. Think about it. At a time in history when people thought diseases were caused by bad smells or evil spirits, this clear, logical advice was given. This is, by definition, the scientific principle of quarantine and containment. It's just astonishing for its time. Let's break it down, just like a modern doctor would. Step 1, if you hear about a plague, don't go there. That's containment. Step 2, if the plague is already where you are, don't leave. That's quarantine. And what's the result of those 2 simple steps? The chain of infection is broken. It's a perfect, simple system to protect the whole community. So, as we start to bring this all together, let's reframe how we think about all this. These health practices, they aren't just a boring list of do's and don'ts. It's something so much bigger, so much more meaningful. So think about it this way. Every time you perform wudu, you're not just getting clean. You're raising a shield against germs. When you eat moderately, you're not just on a diet. You're building up your immunity. And when you decide to stay home because you're sick, you're not just resting. You are actively protecting your entire community. Every one of these little actions becomes a meaningful act of worship. So I'm going to leave you with this final thought. After everything we've talked about, which one of these simple, powerful acts of worship are you going to use to protect that sacred trust, your health, today? Thanks for tuning in.